to introduce the one, the only, me.
Hey, what's going on, squiddies? It's Dre, a Tattoo Squid podcast here with DT from the Space Castle. How you going there, D-T?
I'm good, man. How are you, sir?
I'm good. It's warm in this room. Uh, I don't know why, but the window's open. I'm like, shit, I'm still fucking hot. But so,
It's
how's it
uh
going on in Colorado?
it's good, man. It's cold. We got 5 inches of snow yesterday, so it's all slushy and chilly and everything's iced over. It's beautiful, but it's a little bit of a pain in the ass too. But
Yeah,
it's
five
nice.
inches of snow. Ha! We had like 24 over here, so we beat you by so many feet. Yeah, it's to the point where like, oh my god, how much snow is it? And then you see a giant squirrel going across, and he got sunk. You might be like, hey, how you doing, flunk? That was it. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be good for we call it the episode art. Squirrel sinking into the snow.
There you go, perfect. The
Yeah.
little arrow that says DT. Yeah.
Yeah. Little arrow goes, hey, look, it's DT here. But how so you're from California. You're Colorado. All right, I'm just having iced tea, folks. That's all. I swear to God, that's all I'm doing right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna open up an iced tea, quote unquote, real quick too. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm actually born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona, but I moved to Colorado a couple years ago. I got a whole grip of aunts, uncles, and cousins, so I would always vacation here. And during COVID, things got weird. I had an
yeah.
opportunity to make a life change and start a new job here. Jumped on it. One of the best decisions I ever made. It's amazing here. It's great.
Yeah. And if
Uh,
you didn't know that he was from Colorado, folks, just look at the sign on the back of the door.
yeah, right.
Upslope.
We
Yeah.
got Upslope. We got Ska Brewing up there from Durango. They're in Southwest
Brewing.
Colorado, and then Broncos and Avalanche stuff everywhere. So,
It almost sounds like that young Frankenstein. Sambruka. Yeah. Oh man, that'd be good for another one. Oh, young
yeah, man.
Frankenstein voices.
I'm gonna open this up. I got this weird
Yeah,
beer
go
I've been
ahead.
saving for a special occasion, and I can't think of a better occasion than showing up on your show.
There you
And
go.
it's called Lincoln's Gift. And I got a buddy who lives in South Carolina. And every year, he and I and a bunch of our friends scattered around the country, we always do like a holiday beer exchange. And whenever he gets me, whenever he draws my name, he always likes to like fuck with me. He likes to send me beers because he knows I'm a huge craft beer fan. He likes to send me stuff that he knows I'll never ever be able to drink again just to mess with me.
Yeah.
But this year, he sent me only local beers from South Carolina and only seasonal beers, so I'll never ever be able to have them again. This one's weird. It's from Service Brewing. It's called Lincoln's Gift, and it's a stout brewed with oysters. I've never heard of anything like that
Yeah.
before. I'm gonna give it a shot. We're gonna see what it's
Now,
gonna be
no. Are
like.
you married? You have a girlfriend? Yeah.
I'm not married. I'm actually currently single too. Yeah.
Yep. Well, you should be drinking that while you're going to the bars. So you might, you might be coming home, you know, or you're just gonna make love to that microphone. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, uh-oh. You'll
I don't
see
think
it
it's
here
got
first,
heavy
folks.
high
You can see it on
BB.
Squid.
Yeah.
See, I told you things get mucky on Tattoo Squid. Yeah. So
That's why I'm here, man.
yeah, I'm here for the booze and the
I'm here
squids.
from the muck. Yeah.
The muck. Give me the muck. Yeah, the muck monster. Yeah. Or the shit monster from Dogma.
Dogma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh my god, that is a movie I love. Not the fact that we call it that Selma Hayek today, and when she jumps around, well, yeah, you're in a trance. But
Yeah, it's not my least favorite scene in the movie, that's for sure.
no, not really. It's like everything can be. But I think it was told that certain people did not like the movie because of its lack of religiousness or
Yeah,
something.
there was some
Yeah.
protests and death threats and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Now Kevin Smith is well, did he? Yeah, I think he did make it. I'm sorry. Because
Hmm.
he is a icon among icons.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen the stories or like the video that was on YouTube?
Oh, which
There's
one?
there's a video of him going to a bunch of colleges, the college tours he calls it, and
Oh, yeah. The An Evening with Kevin Smith. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and and the one there's a couple that I love, but there's one where he goes, "Listen, if you want to get far in life and you want to go and be a producer or a director, all you gotta do is suck some dick. If you want to get money, suck some dick. So, and all of a sudden after, he finishes with that, and then he gets on to the next person that asks a question. He goes, well, and then there's this guy, this geeky guy, had like round glasses. It looked like, one of the nerds from like 976 Evil, and folks, that's a horror movie if you didn't know. That's
I got it, yeah.
So, because some people, I'm like, you tell them about a movie or something, you're like, what's that? I'm like, wait, what? Where were you? But getting back to the YouTube, so he comes up and he goes, so how much are you? And he's like, what? And he goes, well, you said to get far in life, you gotta suck some dick. He goes, how much is it to suck your dick? He goes, I'm good for $5. And I'm like, wow, really? In a college college, you're just gonna get boned for this one,
Yeah.
But so what? All right, I'm not gonna ask about the show yet because I usually do it towards the end, and then
Cool, man.
how you describe yourself. But what does you do in Colorado that? I know you said you moved there, you got a job there, you came to visit family, and then you just love it. And what made you go to Colorado? I mean, not made go to Colorado, but wanted you to stay.
The weather for
one. Was it the air?
The air is
the lack of that comes around.
The air is rather fragrant these days for obvious reasons. The air was actually something that takes a lot of people some time to
perfume.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's oregano. Yeah.
Yeah, oregano.
The air is actually something that takes a lot of people some time to get used to because the elevation is so high. So you get a lot of people who move here and they go through a period of elevation sickness. Luckily, I didn't go through there, but the sun shines all the time. The snow is lovely, and it's that beautiful, like, puffy snow that doesn't stick around for too long. It gets a little slushy, but it never lasts for more than a couple of days, so it's not terrible to drive in.
Yeah.
It's absolute fucking mecca for craft beer, which I'm a massive fan of. There's always a brand new place to check out, or a place I've been to a million times that's doing something new and cool. The food is great. The women are absolutely stunning. The weather is just unbeatable, and it's gorgeous. Like, there's just mountains all to the west.
Yeah.
And there's pine trees, and there's actual, like, seasons here as opposed to Arizona where I grew up, where we got incredibly fucking hot and we can actually go outside today. So for me, it's like a total, like, culture shock, but in, like, the absolute best way. Like, I love it here.
Yeah, that's cool. Because I mean, I wanted to go to Colorado. I think my brother went there for somebody's wedding, and then which is, I'm not saying it's funny, but the way that it happened, he was at the wedding. They did the wedding. I think the next day or two, they were flying back. As soon as they were flying back, the area that they had was a mudslide that came down.
Yep.
And he saw it from the plane. He goes, there's a fucking mudslide that came down. I'm like, and how ironic that, does that happen all the time? Or it's just freak of nature?
It can, especially when you get towards like Western Colorado or like Southwestern Colorado.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to drive up from Phoenix, Arizona, and drive up through Utah and so, like, Moab and whatnot, you got a little really narrow, like, super steep, like, rock walls all through the mountains and whatnot. So you do hear from time to time about, like, rock slides and mudslides that have shut down parts of the highways and interstates and stuff like that. So it's very mountainous, very rocky here. So yeah, it happens.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So then, all right, no, let's talk about let's talk about beer more. I mean, you say you collect, not really collect, but you like the craft beers that your friend brings or sends to you. Do you keep the cans if it's, because they are very memento-ish looking.
They can be. Cans are tough. I tried to collect labels for a little while, and it just got to be too much to manage. Like, it was just trying to, like, put them on sheets of paper and, like, put them in a binder or something, and it was just, I don't know, too much work. I collect pint glasses is what I do. So when I travel someplace new and I go to a brewery and I find a beer I like and I enjoy it, I want to remember it, so I'll buy a pint glass and take it back with me home. I've got like 120 pint glasses now. It's insane, which is probably why I'm not married, why I'm still single.
And also
But
that you're in a closet. I think all the pint glasses are in, we call the one room there that you
yeah,
couldn't.
this is the only room in the house that doesn't have any pint glasses in it where I can successfully walk around without breaking glass. Yeah.
See, that's what you should do. Like when you get like if you could be able to make a space, other than the closet. I know you're saying we call it that it's good for the surrounding, for the
The
sounds and all
sound.
that.
Yeah.
But if you can be able to revamp your area and then put all the pint glasses with said sayings or whatever it is,
Mhm.
that would be a great background kind of thing.
It
You
totally
know,
would. If I were to ever buy a house, I would absolutely do a studio and do exactly what you're talking about because that would just be a super rad visual. It'd be cool.
because I'm like a horror person, so I like horror movies and horror genre stuff and everything else,
Yeah, me too.
and I like the vast majority of different stuff, but I would go like because we're gonna be looking for a house soon, because we're in the apartment as but
Hmm.
now we're like, okay, we need something a little bit better, we need something bigger so I can have like a spot for myself.
Yeah.
So she can have an office in mine, and I can be able to like expand out and put all my horror memorabilia, and do a little have a couple of lights kind of thing going on.
Yeah, dude.
I,
Absolutely.
I have like this. I have these ideas for it, and I'm like, it's because we've seen this one house, and then we really love the house, but we didn't go through the pre approval kind of thing.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
folks, listen to this, and you'll understand. When you go and buy a house, you gotta go through a thing called pre approval, and certain states sometimes do it, like New York does it. But when I was in Pennsylvania, we didn't have to do no pre-approval thing. I
Yeah.
mean, well, we did, to see how much we can afford. But when I was married and all that, and we're in Pennsylvania, so we didn't have to worry about lawyers because they had them over there. So you just go down there. There's a lawyer that will sign all the stuff. Um, and then you usually have the person do the what's it called, the closing costs, if anything,
Yeah.
or you can do the closing costs. And basically, you find a house, you give the bid. If they like it or they go up, then you go to a different house and go up, and then whatever. So, but certain things, and now we got to do the pre-approval, and then we got to do, I guess, do the lawyer thing.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole bunch of stuff, but we saw, like I said, we seen this one house and we love this house, and we're like, we didn't go through the shit yet, and I'm like, man, if only we did the shit already, we can get like put like a bid down or something, like, hey, But now we had to wait for our lease to be up, which is in September, so now we have to
Yeah.
wait a couple of months. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But we looked at the house and we're like, listen, that could be our room right there. That could be your office. They could be in my office, or you can switch it because I got a bunch of shit. So I'll take the big one, and you take the little one.
There you go.
And then we get this, and there's a skylight, and it's like a whole awesome fucking thing. It's
It
like,
sounds badass, dude.
yeah, it's like a Florida room. It has a deck. It has, I mean, it has
Nice.
nice. It's like a manufactured home, they call it, but
Hmm.
it's uh, it's a mobile home,
Hmm.
but it doesn't look like mobile. Mobile homes now are just like ridiculously look like fucking houses.
Yeah, totally. I got an aunt and uncle who live in a mobile home in Lakewood, Colorado, and theirs is bigger than my dad's actual house in
Yeah,
Phoenix.
I
It's
know.
awesome.
I mean, the only thing that sucks about it because you can have everybody on top of you,
Yeah.
at some
Yeah.
points and all that. But I mean, when I was in Pennsylvania, we had houses that was on top of us all the time. I'm like, we could pretty much like grab a pizza if we were like living next to a pizza place. Like, yeah, we ordered a pizza. Oh, thanks.
Just
Out the
drive it through
window.
the window.
Bring it back in. That was it. And then, but then my wife just turned around. She goes, "No, we're not doing that. No." No, I was like, "Why? You can get the pizza. We don't have to worry about going out."
Right?
Imagine during COVID if I was still doing that. I'd be like, "Hey, we ordered a pizza. Okay, here." They just toss it. You
Yeah.
know. So, but any changes of COVID stuff going on? I don't want to talk about COVID, but I figure I'd just bring it up anyway. So,
First of all, that's a rad cup. Is that the Joker?
yes.
Sweet.
Oh,
That's
you can see it.
badass. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, right there. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So we got
sweet.
that whole thing back in the background. So.
Yeah. I actually caught COVID in the first week of January, and I
Ah.
I am fully vaxxed, had the booster, caught the damn Omicron virus variant anyway, and it felt like a light flu. That wasn't like the terrible part.
Right.
The worst part was the fatigue. If people talk about how it wipes you out, and they're not fucking joking. Like I was on the couch for like a week and a half straight. I didn't want to do anything. It was insane. So
Yeah. I mean, me and my girlfriend were like, we're vaxxed and boosted and everything else, and I went to, my well, my mom and dad live with my sister and husband and their the daughter,
Mhm.
and I usually, because my mom helps me out. Yes, people, your mom helps you out. You gotta be nice to your mom. Your mom, they always help you out with some shit. Because I was in the hospital for like a heart thing because I couldn't drink, beer actually. So
Mhm.
they said, no, you can't drink any beer because you do, and you know,
Oh
I'm
wow,
like,
damn.
I'm like, all right, whatever. I was gonna
I
quit it.
feel
I've been
I feel
drinking.
wildly insensitive now.
No, don't worry, man. You should see it. We called Jake and the Dingus, man. They were drinking Coors Light, so they were like less,
Yeah,
alcohol
but
wise.
that's not beer.
That, Jake, I tell you, I
Sorry,
didn't
Jake and
do
the
it.
Dingus.
I didn't roll them into it. Yeah, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck, man? We're supposed to do WrestleMania watch party, and we still are." So, but bring something else besides Coors Light.
Yeah, bring some
I
actual beer for grown-ups.
I know, what's funny
At
because
least bring Banquet. Banquet's all right. Bring Banquet.
wait, you're gonna bring a banquet? Oh, that's the name of a
Yeah,
beer,
Coors
banquet.
Banquet. It's like
Oh
their
shit.
like upper level beer. It's
Yeah.
still not great, but it's drinkable. Yeah.
It was funny about because when all right, here's a somber moment, and most of the people pretty much know because it's like on what am I at, like 130 somewhat episodes now, I guess. And so they heard this story as it is that we call it, my wife passed away because of brain cancer. So when I went back to Long Island, or I'm in Long Island now, um, we had a reception wise, like they had the, you go somewhere and just hang out. So we went to the bar restaurant that where we first met. So everybody went down there. I didn't know
That's
it. They
nice.
just told me like last minute they had it set up and they're
Yeah.
like, listen, we're all gonna go down to John Thomas, and they had the whole thing set up in the background, and the urn was right there, and it's like people can stop in, and I'm like, all right, cool. Well,
Yeah.
long story short, so now I'm pretty much I know what's going on. I wasn't like grieving. I'm grieving, but I'm not grieving like like oh like
Yeah.
that. Because I've been through it for the past like couple of years, so
Yeah.
I understood it and we went through it. So now my in-laws was like, hey, let's go to a bar, let's go and drink, and I was drinking myself like sober, I think. So, because I wasn't like, I mean, I was drunk, but I didn't feel like, like, hey guys, hey,
Right.
let's go,
Yeah.
let's go right now, okay, but we go to like these different bars. But the guy that I met, which is their friend for years when they're growing up, and I just met him like that night, and he wanted to go and buy me drinks like all night,
Mhm.
and he goes, we went to like a craft, well, there's a bar that we go to, and they had this craft list
Yeah.
like up there, and I'm like I don't know. And I'm not one for imported kind of beer, like it looks like iced tea to me, and I'm like,
Right.
I don't know. Like even Guinness, Guinness is like the black coffee looking, kind
Yeah.
of thing. My brother drinks that, and he's like, I got my own glass, and it comes in an own box, and I'm like, it looks like a coffin, dude. And I'm like, what the fuck? So, um, and the guy's like, well, what beer you want to get? I'm like, Coors Light. And he goes, no, really, what kind of real, like you were saying,
My
like,
type of guy. Yeah.
what kind of real beer do you want? I'm like, Coors Light. I was like, you never Bud Light,
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, well, okay, fine. And that's all I've been drinking. Maybe that's the reason why I was drinking myself sober, because that's what sobering was.
Yeah.
You know. But any kind of movies, you say you like horror movies. What's the favorite, or what kind of horror movie that you go to that you really?
Oh. My favorite horror movie of all time is Halloween, like straight up the original Halloween. John Carpenter, he's the master. I like everything, man. I was just watching FrankenHooker last night. Joe Bob Briggs. was doing his Halloween marathon last night on Shudder, and I was watching that. So I love the old cheesy trauma movies. I love the old terrible B movies. I love the impeccable classics. I just love horror movies. It's just
I
great.
gotta see if I can find that like a cartoon version of FrankenHooker. Yeah.
It's great, man. It's a classic. It's one of those just wild trauma movies, like ridiculous.
Yeah, like like Toxic Avenger and
Exactly.
you know
Exactly. Yeah.
the Frank and the Frankenfish and Frankentuna. Yeah. But yeah, because we could I had what was it? I was talking with there's this girl Summer and she has like stress, depressed, and anxious. The name of the
Mhm.
podcast, and she's like, "Oh, you guys see like these like crappy movies, like this or that, And then I was like, "What about Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?" And all of a sudden she goes, "There's a movie like that." I'm
There's
like,
two of
"Yeah,
them.
yeah, there's
And a
two of them.
cartoon.
Yeah, there's two of them." And it's like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, and I'm like, it's close to second to Attack of the Killer fucking Donuts.
Yeah.
And she goes,
Yeah.
"There's Attack of the Killer Donuts." I'm like, "I watched it."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and the next one I want to go and see, and I heard about this through For Nerds by Nerds
Yeah.
because the Killer Sofa.
Oh, I haven't seen Killer Sofa, but it
Yeah, I
looks
know.
amazing. I saw the trailer and I was like, "Are you fucking serious? I got to see that."
I
My
know.
friend Reen, I think my friend Reen actually saw it. I think she said it was actually amazing. Like
It,
not like legitimately like Oscar winning amazing, but like so fucking terrible that it was hysterical and awesome. Like
because
I
we
actually really excited to watch that.
because I saw it on I didn't see it yet, but I saw it like the common attractions like when you look through Prime or whatever the fuck it is,
Hmm.
whatever platform you're looking at. And I go on, and my girlfriend's like, "What the hell is this?" And I'm like, "I just want to see what was it about, what kind of trailer they had." And then she goes, "Okay," and she's like watching this, and she goes, "What the fuck is that? A sofa?" And I'm like, "It's actually a recliner,
Right.
but in different states they might call it a sofa." You know, because it reclines back. A sofa does recline back. She
Yeah.
goes, "It doesn't kill people." You like this one does. And she goes, "Wait, is he waiting outside the door?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then he looks up,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, this is one I'm gonna watch."
Yeah, for
But
sure.
also, and this is not a horror one, but it is very graphic, very bloody gore. Love it. It's a cartoon,
Hmm.
and it's called Vox. I'm probably gonna fucking butcher the name of this. Vox Machina.
Oh, Vox Machina. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Everybody's
see, I
talking
got it all
about that.
wrong again.
I
Motherfucker.
haven't started that yet, but all my buddies are talking about it. So I got some
Yeah,
time tomorrow before the Super Bowl. Maybe I'll start that up.
yeah, we call it. I think
Yeah.
it. And what's funny is like they don't go like one episode each week. I mean, it's
Mhm.
like they have 3 episodes in each week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, there's 3 of them. I'm like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, nice. And I'm watching. I'm like, the. All right, I'm not gonna give it away, but we call it.
Okay.
It's good. I love it. It's awesome. A lot of graphics, a lot of because I've been watching a lot of anime stuff.
Hmm.
Friends of mine were like, "Oh, you gotta watch this. Oh, you gotta watch this." And I'm like, "Okay." And I was following this YouTube show, and the YouTube show, what they were talking about, what the hell is it? Oh my god, it. I'm not good with names. Every time I think of a movie and I know what the movie is, I just can't remember the fucking name.
Yeah.
It's a bald-headed guy. He just looks like he's not a superhero, but he has a superhero cape.
Oh, One Punch Man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And see, folks, I don't reference this stuff. I just like I think of it, I know it, I just don't know the names, and this is why I need help of my friends that are guests. Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
But
I'm here for you. I'm here
yeah,
for you.
there you go. And the drinking the clams. Drinking clams, folks.
You
It
know,
helps the brain.
it's really good, actually. I'm impressed. It's very malty, which is really good, but
Yeah.
it doesn't
Next thing you know,
smell or taste fishy, but
He's gonna send you one of a squid or maybe a lobster.
Ooh, I'd be down for a lobster stout. That'd be really good. I would try it.
Yeah, I think you would. It's like put it right next to the
I'm not
glass.
shy, man. I'm pretty adventurous. I'll try anything once.
All right, I'm gonna have to find some kind of beer and send it towards your way and see
Hmm,
if I can be able to find from Long Island. Yeah,
let's do it.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know how much is the pricing of we call it sending it through. That's what I'm worried about.
It depends. Typically every time we do our holiday thing, if I don't go through something like Craft Shack, if I actually send it myself, typically about $20. It's not bad.
Oh, that's it. Just 20 bucks. That boom and one
Yeah.
one shot deal. Okay, that's not
Yeah.
bad.
So like I'll send a box of like maybe like a dozen beers or so, or maybe like one really, really good bottle. I sent my buddy James, who lives in New Orleans, a bottle of Surly's Darkness,
Yeah.
which like this once a year super legendary, amazing stout. It just comes in bottles. They're like covered in like drip wax, and like the artwork is, you'd really dig it. It's all like kaijus and monsters and stuff. It's super dope.
Kaiju big.
But
Nice.
yeah, sending that to him was about $20, I think. So
Oh, all right.
it's all based on weight and dimensions. So yeah.
So you ever seen a kaiju big battle wrestling? Yeah.
No.
Oh man, I got a friend of mine. He used to be a bartender where I was going, and
Yeah.
oh, this is a good bar story. I forgot to mention it's a fucking Jake and Dingus. Um, I went to this bar. Now, a friend of mine that I known for like 30 fucking years. I know, folks. I know that the guests have to go and tell their stories, but I got so much shit and I talk too much.
Dude, I'm
So
enjoying hearing the stories, man. Fire
okay.
away.
So I go to this bar. Now, me and my friend, he's a bartender. His name is Mr. Bishop. So Pat Bishop. And I call him the Bishop, basically. He has a Fu Manchu fucking mustache, all rugged.
Nice. Oh,
He's
that's
just
fucking rad.
like you know who he is when you walk in there. And he loves his rum and cokes, and he fucking downs it like he'll get a not a glass like this,
Mhm.
but he'll get like half a glass and pour it, and then just down it like a shot.
Damn.
So yeah, oh yeah, no, and if we're really fucking stupid, we get a pint glass like this and drink it
Yeah.
down. We just like listen. If I can finish this before you, I get all the money that's in your wallet. Yeah. And I was like, and he looked at me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And he's like, all right, give me the money in your wallet. I'm like, I got $1.50. Here you go. You know. They're like, you
Not
asshole.
worth it.
Yeah. So anyway, I've known this guy from a different bar in the beginning, and then he left, and the bar shut down, and then he worked in another bar. Then that bar, it's like a running theme for some reason. Then went on fire for some reason, so he worked at a different bar to
Mhm.
pass the time until that was fixed. So I always, and I came back from Pennsylvania. I went to visit. I knew where he was at. People told me, they're like, listen, he's working here. I went down there. Now I moved back. I started going down to that bar like more often than usual. And the guy that owns the place, huge fucking guy, he looked like a bear. Just like
He's a big fucking goy.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
a big fucking guy. But he's laid back. Wears like the like a summer kind of like hat that you see in Bermuda. That you sit
Mhm.
there with the kind of shirt that you lay back and sit there and you have your coconut drink. But he would come in and sit there, and I walk in there, and he knows who I am because he met me like maybe two, maybe three times
Mhm.
in his drunken passings, and I would walk in, and he would literally say this, like he'd be like, "All rise," and certain people would rise, like you know, and
They
all of a
didn't know
sudden,
what the fuck they were doing, but they were commanded to do so by the big fucking goy.
yeah, exactly. My friend Pat, we call it. He's like, "Holy shit, what the fuck is going on here?" Now, the guy that I was telling you about that is a friend of mine that also bartends. He's cracking up. He goes, "That is the best fucking thing I ever seen."
That's amazing.
And every time I walk in the bar, he would say, "All rise." But the guy, unbeknownst, we call it like me and my friends, me and my friend's girlfriend, because he had to work and he was going to meet up with us at New Year's at this bar and everything else. So we went down there, and the guy was down there. We were drinking up a good storm, and then he had a couple of drinks. Then he left. He goes, "All right, well, I gotta get going." Him and his wife left. The next day, I went back, hungover, went back, and then all of a sudden, after everybody's like in a somber moment, like, what the fuck? and apparently the guy died that night on New Year's Eve. And
Oh,
I'm like, he was walking on his own volition. I seen him do it, and it's like, and all of a sudden after, then we're talking about stories, and so the guy that is a bartender on the other side, he loved that guy like his own father, you know. So
yeah.
it was just like it hit him harder, I think, than anybody else. But the reason why I say that because we call it now that guy. He was a bartender. Plus, he was a teacher, but he's also a referee for
Cool.
Kaiju Big Battle.
Right
Well, he's
on.
done refereeing for other wrestling promotions where he has, refereed matches where AJ Styles, Ric Flair,
Hmm.
yeah, and you see it on the certain things, like he would do like the independent fucking scenes like all the time. But now I think he does more of the Kaiju Big Battle and does all the commercial stuff
That's
and I
rad.
I really want to get on that fucking shit. I really want to get in there. I want to be the guy who like, listen, how about if I just go in there and be like the podcaster and just interview everybody else and then I get hit by a chair, you know, you know, or something like that, or have Godzilla try to eat me or something. I don't
Yeah, man.
know. And then that. Oh, this is shaping up to be a good fucking. We got to kill a sofa, Toxic Avenger, FrankenHooker. You know, uh, with sickness elevations. You know, and they had to
Yeah.
call 976 evil. You know, with the shit monster.
Yeah.
By the way, holy shit! And the Kaiju Big Battle. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. With squirrels sinking into the snow. Anyway, so I'm sorry, folks. I'm just babbling here because I'm trying to think of like something ahead of time, which I'm not going to be able to do until the day of, but which would probably be like next month. Uh, so yeah, that was like you got any like drunken war stories or bar kind of like mishaps
Oh.
or and you kind of froze. Something.
こんにちは。
Honestly,
Yeah. A what?
was that the Capcom sound?
Yeah, because the screen froze on here.
Oh, right on. That's
So
awesome.
I kind of like put in a little thing to like because you didn't say nothing. I was like, oh shit, okay, let me put that one in there, or the intro like
There you go.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
but
that's my
yeah,
bad. The snow here messes with the Wi-Fi and the internet connection. It's the weirdest thing.
you
So yeah,
sons of bitches, snow.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah,
everybody in my family is really able to hold their liquor. It's like a family trait. So I don't have too many like crazy like war stories.
yeah,
There was one time in film school where me and a bunch of friends all decided we were going to go sing karaoke at like 2 o'clock in the morning after being out drinking all night. And I get up and I'm doing "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey. And all of a
yeah.
sudden, like everybody I was with is like dancing behind me in like a fucking chorus line. So that was fun. Yeah.
Are they doing uh, like videotaping you doing this whole thing? Because
No,
now
I hope not.
now, figure we call folks, and everybody's been gone through this before. I don't really sing karaoke because I know I can't sing for shit.
Oh, everybody can sing karaoke. It's not
Yeah,
about being
oh
able to
yeah, when
sing
you're
well. It's about
drinking, you can sing
feeling it.
karaoke, but when the
Exactly.
videotape comes back and you're like, but in your mind, you're like, I'm singing opera.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
you're singing opera, but then your squealing is making the cats urinate on the ground.
Right.
You know? So, but and because folks, I have never done that. I never made a cat urinate on the ground before. So I don't know why that came out like that. It just did. So I'm just thinking, I'm like, you're gonna squeal. It's a high pitched, thing. Instead of cracking glass, cats are urinating on the floor. Yeah, yeah,
I'm
it'll be a
stealing that. That's
yeah,
brilliant.
you still, yeah, you can be put right on the castle. You're like, yes, yeah, and they like, that was it. Cats. How you spell urinate? Okay, urinate. There we go. You can nate. Okay, so folks, we're not leaving yet. No, I just like to say folks. Also, yeah, we had like another. I don't really do karaoke. I've seen people sing. I know a lot of my friends sing a lot of songs and everything
Mhm.
else, and I try to do a little bit in there. They're like a backup singer. You know.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
and what kind of music do you listen to? You know,
Oh,
you,
dude,
you seem
it's
like a classic rock, maybe
very much
mild rock.
so. I listen to a lot of everything. I know that's like a cliche thing to say that, oh, I listen to everything, but
Yeah.
I really do. My big loves are probably like lo-fi garage rock and like hip hop. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. You know, like old style like hip hop stuff or like the
Oh,
newer
like 90s
ones.
shit, totally. 80s and
Oh yeah,
90s.
yeah. You know,
Yeah,
like
but I love a lot of
Cypress
the new stuff
Hill.
too.
You
Like
know.
Tyler the Creator is amazing. Kendrick is like the dude. Like he's a living legend at this point. He's awesome. But yeah, lo-fi garage rock is probably my first love. Stuff like the White Stripes and the Hives and bands like
Oh
that.
okay.
The crunchy, lo-fi, trashy sounding like sounds like they recorded in the garage type of thing. I love that stuff. Love it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, because mine's like, and me, actually, what's funny is like me and my brother were just talking about this last night or yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So I showed him my sneakers. Now, remember, now you're talking about old school rap, right? Old
Mhm.
school like hip hop stuff. Now, remember the laces that when you have Adidas? Remember the Adidas and all that? You had
Yeah.
the overlaced, fat
Mhm.
laces on them.
Oh yeah.
I bought some and I did my shoes like that. I'm like, I'm bringing this fucking trend back.
Totally,
And
man.
and then I did. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Honey, honey, hand me my sneaker. The one with the laces. She's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Aha, thank you. It's a visual aid. So I don't know if you can see it. There we go.
Yeah, dude.
All right, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. There we
There you
are.
go. Perfect.
So
That's awesome.
that kind of thing. Because I did the lacing on there, and so I showed it to my brother, and I'm like, listen, look, remember back in the day when we made this shit? And he goes, that's fucking awesome. He goes, you
Yeah.
know what came in the mail for me? And he goes, old Iron Maiden shirt. Like an Iron Maiden,
Rad.
what the hell is it? The Pyramids. I can't remember albums for my life of me. I know
Yeah.
Fear the Dark. I know Fear the Dark. I know there's Stranger in a Strange Land. But this one's more like the pyramid, kind of like Eddie, Iron Maiden. Yeah, but and also he's gonna be up on this fucking thing too. Here we go, Iron Maiden. Hold on, Eddie. But so and we're just like going through like top five metal rock. So his was, um, hold on. We're going to the phones, people.
You
We're
gonna call him up?
going. We're going. No, no, no. I
You gonna
text
phone a
wise.
friend?
No, no, yeah. No. I'm going to the text part of what he wrote down, and then that way I can do. Wait, where are you? Where are you? Aha, here we go. So his top five, which come on, if my phone will want to work for today, and here we go. So his top five was Metallica,
Okay.
Tool,
All right.
Slayer. Slayer.
There
He's
you
like
go.
I'm a Slayer fan too, but he's like a major fucking Slayer fan. I mean,
That's awesome.
I love Slayer as well, but for some reason he's just all out, Slayer. Um, Iron Maiden number
Yep.
4, and Ozzy slash Sabbath. So that's like his top five. And then I put mine down as Metallica, old Metallica. So
Yeah.
that I like the ones where it was like they weren't noticed,
Hmm.
but they're underground wise to the Black Album.
Yeah.
That's around there. And after that, I was like, not really. So that one, and then there's a band. Well, I got Slayer down as well. I got Iron Maiden, but certain albums, not not a lot of them, but certain albums I like, because like Peace of Mind, um, where the one Eddie is like has like no limbs, only feet,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and then he's like stuck in like a padded cell, So that was a good, that brought back memories because when I went to Hungary with my family, that was the thing I started listening to was Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind, and Rat Out of the Cellar.
I love
So
Rat, dude. Yeah.
yeah, we could. Excuse me.
You are
Um,
excused, sir.
Whew, that one's that I tell you that iced tea, man, it kicks really good with the lemony taste.
Ah,
We gone from one alcoholic beer to one non-alcohol thing at all. And then I had Lamb of God.
yeah, I got a buddy who loves Lamb of God.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love. I mean, I heard those guys. And I was like, wow. It was like
yeah,
fast and grungy, kind of like. Oh, I'm like, fuck yeah. And then I put down Devil Driver as well.
nice. Yeah.
So he didn't know who Devil Driver was, which I forgot to send him like a link of this one um, song. It's like the one video that made me a fucking fan for life.
Hmm.
And I saw this video, and I can't remember. I know parts of the song's name. It's like "For Whom We Wander" or something like that. And you turn on the video, and it has like that Rob Zombie fucking what the hell is the movie? House of a Thousand Corpses kind of like
Hmm.
feel. Like the 60s, 70s retro background.
Yeah, that kind of
And
gritty film grain and like those washed out colors and shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then you have like the dancers, and they're all like in the black thing, and they're like, "Woo,"
yeah.
and but then you see the band like in the background. So you have like the drummer, and he's fucking going nuts, and then everybody's circle head banging, and then all of a sudden after you get into the lyrics, and then certain lyrics kind of coincide with the visualizations of each of the band members. So when like
Nice.
a lyric will come up and he goes, "Oh, the man like with the dead eyes," and you see the guy's eyes are regular, and then it turns into dead eyes.
That's
You
rad.
know, and then when they get into
uh,
this one thing, and then their whole bodies are X-rayed.
mhm.
So you'll see them playing, and you can see their body like bones and all that while they're playing, like going through the X-ray kind of thing. And I'm like,
That's awesome.
this is a fucking video that should be nominated. You know, I swear to God. But have you ever like listened to Double Driver, or you just know who they are?
I'm familiar. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you and like few slivering of others have noticed it. Not really.
Hmm.
Also, and I say though, not COVID. I was like, because I say that all the time. I'm like, not COVID, but actually, I think my sister does have COVID, actually, which I found out, which my mom did not
Oof.
warn us. I went to the house to go and drop something off, and it's like, oh, your sister has that virus. And I'm like,
Oh
why'd you fucking
no.
call? You
Right.
know?
Give us a heads up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, give it no, but I mean, it's like, I think she was in the room, and, the door was closed, everything was good, and I'm like, I sanitized my hands, like, afterwards, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So I just dropped it on my. I'm like, see ya, bye, adios. Nice talking to you. You should fucking called and said something. I could have just dropped it off at the mailbox.
Seriously. Yeah. Or just left it at the door and booked it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's fine. We call it because, like you said, if I'm like gonna be fatigued, that's the least of my problems.
Sure.
As long as I'm not going like, and just
Yeah.
throwing up everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like this. Hold on. But anyway, so speaking of throwing up, what other drinking stories are we going to talk about?
Oh,
or have you
geez.
seen, or have you seen any like drinking bar movies? There's one that I love of back in the day.
Like Roadhouse?
All right, well, there's two that I like back in the day. Okay,
Yeah.
now you got me on that one. So, but it was a Roadhouse is a good one. Um, but there was one I still I think it was called Snow Day. Not Snow Day. Uh, they're in like Vermont or something, and
Hmm.
they're at like a ski resort kind of thing. And they're what the hell is it? Something snow, something. Well, anyway, Zach Galvanakis, crazy comedian,
Hmm.
from the we call it the drinking movie that Hangover 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
of Star and Screen. Um, he's in the movie with the guy that was in Dazed and Confused. Not 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 all right, not him. No,
McConaughey. Yeah.
no, not McConaughey, but the guy that has the that seashell fucking necklace that we used to have back in the '80s and shit.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
Jeremy
exactly, that
London?
guy.
I think it was Jeremy London, wasn't it? He was in
Yeah.
Mallrats too, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we caught. Uh, he was in this movie, which I cannot, and basically, folks, the movie is basically about ski instructors and everything else, and there's like this mountain that this old man made this mountain famous. They made a bust. He's out there in the snow when it's and they go and praise him. You're like, oh, thanks, Gramps. Blah. Hey, let's drink some more. Then they go into the bar, and the bar has a mechanical bull, and then there's a bartender where he's gay, but he's like, hi guys, how you doing? I like that woman over there. She is so pretty and awesome. But she's like, like, oh, look at that guy over there. But anyway, the movie it goes on. They start drinking and debauchery, and every time Zach Galifianakis gets drunk, the one that plays his brother goes and does practical jokes on him.
Mm-hmm.
So he brings him into the we call it like into the car. He has like people get into his car, and then they're sitting there and they're like, okay, what now? And it's like, all right, everybody that's on the outside push the car and goes in a circle like this. And then they wait, and it's like, okay, now scream, oh my god, we're going in circles. Ah. And he's in the driver's seat.
I've seen this movie. What the hell is it called? I've seen this movie.
Exactly. I can't remember the fucking name, but
I'm gonna Google it right now.
and Victoria Silverstead, Playboy Playmate, 1990. I'm gonna say 4. I believe so because I'm good with
Out Cold.
Out
Classic.
Cold.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and then also we call it, they go around and he's like, oh, what? And they're like, haha, we got you. And then all of a sudden you're like, what? Yeah. But then also they get him again and they put, like, he goes, listen, I need you to pull his pants down. I need a 5-pound bag of salt lick. And then he goes, why? He's like, just get it, And they put the salt lick, and he's just sitting there in the woods, and here's a polar bear just licking away his salt lick, if you know what I mean. And, and he's like, whoa, what? Sorry. And at the same time, he got his wee-wee stuck into the jacuzzi jet.
Yeah, I remember that part too. Yeah. Ooh, it's hilarious.
Too. He's like, and he's out there like all night. They're like, you need help. Okay. Yeah. But hold on, let me just write down movie so at least I know what I was talking about. Okay, yeah. But so tell us about Space Castle.
Space Castle. Yeah. It's a podcast I started up last March. We're coming up on a year now, where it's me and 2 of my best friends, one of which happens to be one of my cousins. And we get together once a week and sometimes some supplemental episodes on top of that. We just talk about nerdy shit like movies, games, TV shows, books, science, all kinds of cool stuff. We always have a blast. It's pretty irreverent. It's pretty silly. You might learn about centaur nipples. You might learn what goes into a thieves toolkit in Dungeons and Dragons. You might learn something about like depression or mental health or something. Like we're always just mixing it up and having a good time over there. It's a lot of fun.
Dungeons and Dragons. I never played the game, but I seen the cartoon.
Yeah, I remember the cartoon.
I got the DVD. I love the fucking cartoon. Like, growing up, Saturday morning cartoons now are nothing compared to what back in like the late 80s, early 80s, late 80s, 90s. Because that was the shit back then.
Dude, I desperately miss like the early 90s Saturday morning cartoons. Like,
what was your favorite cartoons growing up, like, or just watching on Saturday morning?
Oh, Ninja Turtles, Spider-Man, Batman the Animated Series. I was really big into Power Rangers back in 1993. Yeah. So yeah, X-Men was a huge one for me. Like that was my like soap opera. Like X-Men was like my stories. Yeah.
Because now, like and you can contest to this, where you watch movies like, say, X-Men, for instance,
Hmm.
and you read the comic books, obviously,
Oh yeah,
so we all have a comic books. You just don't want to admit it, but we got the comic books. So
I fully
I got
admit it. I love my comics.
I love my comics too. I actually bought like 3 or 4 like just recently. I haven't got comics in like years, and I'm just talking about comics, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go and get. I think I got Lobo.
Nice.
Um,
Are they ever gonna make a Lobo movie? Like, come on, hurry
they're
up
gonna
already.
have to. I mean, they got everything else going on. The Lobo's like next
Yeah.
on the list somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was like some other ones. I can't remember what it was, but what was my fucking point? I got to the whole thing, and there's a dun dun. Oh, X-Men. So like when X-Men comes in and they're watching the first movie, like you're watching the whole thing. You're
Hmm.
like, okay, cool, and you're trying to follow it like you would do in the cartoon or not the cartoon, the comic book,
Yeah.
and you're trying to follow it, and you know the sagas that going on. You're like, I know this from front to back, and where the commercials are in between the fucking comic book,
Right.
and where you can buy the fucking where the video game store is, like shit. Anyway, so, um, so then when you go on and you're watching this movie, and then they just throw everything in,
Hmm.
like they just it's like everything. You're like, no, that doesn't start until like fucking episode 197 of the comic book.
Yeah. Like, how many times are they gonna fuck up the Phoenix Saga? Come on.
Yeah, it's like in the same person. It's a different one. I'm like, and then Apocalypse. I mean, they made
Mm.
him just like it was like a really low budget. I
He looked
don't
like Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers movie that came out in like
Yeah,
'95. It was awful.
yeah.
And it's such a shame because Oscar Isaac is like this amazing, like Oscar caliber actor, and they put him in like purple makeup and tubes and shit, and it just didn't work at all.
No, I know.
Awful
I'm
fucking
like,
movie.
and from what I understand, I mean, even when they did Archangel and Dev and all the other different characters that go with Apocalypse,
Yeah, the Four
yeah,
Horsemen. Yeah.
yeah, the Four Horsemen and all that. It's just like, it's like what the fuck, you know. But what's like the one movie that you kind of like watch and you're like, holy shit, this is like awesome, better than the ones, even ones that nobody else would figure. Like, is there like a movie that sticks out, but other people pass along and say, nah, it's not that fucking good.
Like half the movies I watch, I'm a fucking movie snob, so I'm always watching these
I know
weird.
compared to like all the ones that were talking about Killer
Right.
Sofa and this and that and FrankenHooker, but hey, I don't
Uh,
know.
yeah.
976 Evil. You know.
You know what? Recently, The Green Knight was one I absolutely loved last year, and nobody else saw it, and it got completely snubbed by the Oscars, despite being one of the best movies of last year. And it
Yeah.
pisses me off, honestly. The movie's phenomenal. The cast is amazing. The cinematography is gorgeous. It was just a absolute home run of a movie, and nobody's seen it. Nobody cares to see
Yeah.
it. They think it's boring, and it didn't get any nominations at all for the Oscars. So,
There was like there was a certain movie that I've noticed that I was looking it up too, and I forgot what it was, but that should be the theme of my podcast. Tattoo Squid. He can't think of shit, but um, but he is a lovable guy. Yes. But
yes,
anyway,
he is.
uh, and is a talk show host apparently from certain media people that have dubbed me a talk show host.
I would agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All I need now is a band. No way there. Anyway, so I wish there was a band that's gonna walk up and going, yeah, yeah, yeah,
That'd be awesome. The
And
horns section, everything would be super dope.
yeah, especially when you go cue the band, and that's it. But whoa, geez, there's another one, folks. Another gifter for the giffer, and so yeah, because like the movie that sticks out for me that I like, um, and it's not Green Lantern, no,
Mm.
no, that one like bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, that was a terrible movie.
Oh,
I felt so bad for Ryan Reynolds.
yeah. Well, no, it's funny because he did the whole thing, but then he made fun of it with Deadpool.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
just like that was like, actually, I'm going to go with Deadpool. Deadpool, because other people are like, oh, it's not going to amount to anything, and I'm like, and it did. it did amount.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, they did that test footage, just like the proof of concept, and then they accidentally leaked it. They put that shit out on purpose to get that movie made, and it fucking worked. It was
Oh yeah,
brilliant.
no, Ryan Reynolds, he said I fucking did that shit.
Exactly.
There you go. And that motherfucker, he went out with every freaking Hollywood starlet you could think of.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, he went out with her? He went, her? I'm like,
He was married to Scarlett Johansson for a little while.
yeah, for
And
like
now he's married to
maybe,
Blake Lively. Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. He had a hold of, uh, anyway. But then, then he went out with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
And then, the one I was like dumbfounded with was Tara Reid. I was like,
Well, they had the Van Wilder connection. They were both in that movie together, so
she was good looking in that one. She was also good looking in American Pie.
Yeah.
But once she did like the Sharknado shit,
Well, she had a bunch of unfortunate plastic surgeries done, and just
her nickname should be Botched.
Yeah.
So that's
sad.
the nickname. Hey, hello, it's Botched. But she just like, ugh. And I'm like, oh look, I'm wearing a see-through. I'm like, no, cover it up. Jesus, you're gonna give me nightmares. It's like watching 8 Crazy Nights. Yeah. That one chick, we go in there like, like, no. My girlfriend saw that. She's like, I've never seen this movie. I'm like, all right, go ahead. And I was like doing my editing on my like my episode I was doing. I was like, all right, I'm checking this. And she goes, you're not gonna watch it? I'm like, I've seen it many times. You haven't seen it? Go right ahead. I'll tell you where the good stuff is coming up. And all of a sudden she goes, okay. And then she's sitting there. She goes, oh, this is, oh.
Yeah.
It's like, it's good, but when you get to one part, you're like, really? They had to go there?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, well, it's Adam Sandler. He has to go there,
Yeah, I used to hang out with a bunch of kids in high school, and we used to our thing was to always go on the movie.
Oh, here we go again.
We used to go check out a movie on a Friday night. Like, hey, it was my turn to pick a movie. And I was like, oh, dude, Adam Sandler's got a holiday movie out. It's animated. Let's go watch that.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, okay. And they still, to this fucking day, do not let me live that shit down because nobody enjoyed that movie. And I felt bad because it wasn't terrible. It had its moments, like you said. Like there's some parts in it, but man, I still get shit from those people about that.
So, what would be your favorite, actually, Batman movie?
Favorite Batman movie?
Yeah.
Up to this point, I gotta say probably The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like that. I like the first one. The first one with Michael Keaton. It's always a good one. It's not comedic at any point because like all the other ones
kind of is, but yeah.
A little bit, but not like when you go to the ones where it's like Poison Ivy and they had Arnold Schwarzenegger and
where it's like super campy and like retro, like 60s Batman.
Yeah, like with the first Batman, it's like with Jack Nicholson. It was more like it was a gem, somewhat, but it didn't get like so, and especially like the other ones, like you had not Christian Bale. That one was a good one, with the Bane in there. The one with oh shit, what the fuck is it? George Clooney, I think.
Yeah, Batman Forever.
Yeah.
No, that was Val Kilmer. Batman and Robin was the one with George
even
Clooney.
Val Kilmer one was like because then when they had Robin in that whole thing, and then he's like, "Holy shit!" And Batman, and he goes, "Huh?"
Terrible.
And I'm like, "Oh my god, really?" Yeah. No, that's another one I used to make fun of. We call a girl that did that. I'm like, "Oh, you're from Power Rangers." Yeah. Like
Alpha.
Yeah.
The robot, yeah.
Folks, we know about Power Rangers.
We know about Power Rangers.
Yeah. Where the hell is Amy Jo Johnson at? Jesus Christ, she should be fucking doing some shit here.
She's actually not a bad actress, and she still looks amazing. She's got to be in her 50s now.
But then all of a sudden, when I saw her there, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch this. And all of a sudden, after I see her coming out, like, being the Pink Ranger, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I think that was the first crush of every kid in my grade school was the Pink Ranger for sure. Yeah.
Especially in a movie. the
Yeah.
movie part was like, I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
And even Goldar was like, oh, that Pink Ranger, she's a cutie, isn't she? Yeah,
And then they did a sequel where she was evil for a little while, and I was like, "Uh-oh, this is awakening something in me."
yeah. Like, yes, yeah, down boy, yes.
Uh,
She'd be having her own evil series,
absolutely, I would subscribe to that.
Yeah, exactly. But folks, it's probably gonna be porn or something. I don't know. But
No, she's a classy lady.
no, I know. But we call it again, like you were talking about. We call that guy the ooze.
Yeah,
You
Ivan
know,
Ooze. Yeah.
yeah, Ivan Ooze. We call it. It's like, oh God, what the fuck happened here? Yeah, but hey, it is what it is. So what's going on with Space Castle and all that? What any new kind of concepts, or you're just
Yeah, actually, so we're doing a new series on YouTube, and we're calling it Real Drunk. So what we're doing is we're getting it all together. We're watching a classic movie, and we're creating a drinking game with 5 rules for that movie.
yeah,
And we record ourselves doing the drinking game as we're watching it. And then after we're completely fucking blitzed from drinking way too much alcohol after 2 hours, we try and review the movie afterwards. We just dropped our first episode last month, and it was on Hackers, that old 1995 movie.
I watched
And
that a couple of days ago.
it's still fucking holds up. It's awful. It's again one of those terrible movies that
No,
nobody's
it's
seen,
good. I don't like
but
it. I don't like
it's
it.
yeah, it's still good. And we're gonna drop our second episode in late February, and that episode will be on Tropic Thunder. We're super super excited about it. That's gonna be a monthly thing, and then we're always doing our weekly podcasts on top of that, available every Wednesday on every single podcast platform player thing, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So it's on YouTube. What's the name? It's just Space Castle.
Space Castle. Yeah, Space Castle is the name of the
Dude,
channel. Yeah.
The Space Castle. Because I want to watch that and I want to check that out.
We had fun. We get some really good feedback too, so we're pretty psyched at how it turned out. Yeah.
Yeah, because mine is basically like this. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't edit. As it is. Just raw, uncut. Boom, boom.
I dig that, man. I love that actually. Yeah.
So it's like, and I don't even put like the only thing I put in, I don't put anything for like the video. Like I said, I just throw it in there. Boom. You
Mhm.
like it, good. If you don't, oh well. Okay, fine.
Yeah, move
Still
on.
out there. And but the audio, I would go and do clip. I'll find clips or whatever.
Mhm.
God damn, folks. Jeez. Just call me the gassy squid. And I would go and do like snippets of sound and all that, and like the beginning and whatever promos, and especially your promo I put in there like whenever I get a chance.
Yeah, we've run yours
Uh,
several times too. We appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. I was like, and folks, if you have a promo, which, is something about your podcast that describes it, what you do, what it is, if you're horny, if you're drinking, if you're doing this, or whatever. I
Or
heard them
all
all.
of the above.
Or the above, because I heard them all. There's like one called, Bottle Up Bitches. And I'm like, yep, well, we're going to have to do a honorary mention, Bottle Up Bitches. And then, so, but, my writing is getting really, but, and I'm not even drinking, folks. Jeez, that's like bad. Imagine if I was. It look like hieroglyphics.
I'm drinking for both of us.
There
Yeah.
we go. Yeah.
I'm at number 2.
The buddy system. You got like a refrigerated keg in there or something, or
Man, I wish. No, I grabbed a couple of beers before I ran into the closet to record. So no.
that didn't sound right. Yeah,
I know.
so I ran into the closet. Yeah, I ran into the closet. I didn't come out of the closet. I just ran right in. He's like, I'm gonna have another one. Sons of bitches now when I review a movie I don't like, but honestly, Hackers is a good. I know there's certain things that are not copacetic. You're like, oh my god, really? The guy's gonna ride a skateboard? Like
Yeah. It's pretty
like that
goofy.
old.
It's really goofy.
I think he was in the Mario Brothers actual movie. I think I don't know.
He was. He was
What?
in Short Circuit too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. He
Yeah,
played an Indian
Fisher
guy.
Stevens. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He played an
Terrible,
Indian.
awful, in brown face, like so offensive. Fisher
And the
Stevens.
nose is
Yeah,
like scrunched a little bit. He goes, "What are they
yeah.
talking about?" You know.
That's funny. I forgot he was in Mario Brothers until just now. Yeah, that dude had a really strange and varied career.
Yeah, and then Dennis Hopper was a Koopa, I think. No,
Yeah, he was.
yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I might have to go and see that because everybody's talking about it, was saying bad. Well, I'm like, I don't know, it might be good.
it's awful.
I know. But you
Yeah.
figure back in those days when we were watching stuff, it's like, oh, it's the greatest thing, and then now you're like, oh, what the fuck were we watching? I'm like, I don't know, but still, it's good. But like I said, the Hackers I was watching, and for some reason I don't know, I was listening to Doom Generation.
Great podcast. Those
Oh, I
ladies are
know,
fantastic.
awesome.
They're
Yeah.
super cool.
I was trying to get them on the show, and they were like busy with certain things, but hopefully when
Yeah,
they're
their
back.
show is blowing up. I'm super happy for them. It's awesome.
Yeah, they were like they're on Anchor. Fellow Anchor
Yep.
person, people, how you doing?
Yeah, we're on Anchor. Yep.
Anchor here, Anchor over there. You know. Actually, I don't know. All right, folks, you can't really see it, but there is. Oh no, you could look. There's
Yeah,
an
you can see
Anchor
it.
right
Oh,
there.
it's dope.
So, Anchor, if you see this, I branded myself way before I came on Anchor.
You should sue.
Took my name. Anyway, no, actually, the tattoo guy, my tattooer is back in Pennsylvania. His name is Chuck Odell. He sounds like a game show host. But
Sounds like Chuck Liddell, the MMA fighter.
no, Chuck Odell, like Odell, like the game show host.
Yeah.
Like But anyway,
He comes
he-
walking in with a tattoo gun to like cheesy game show music.
yeah.
Pretty
He's
awesome.
like, hey, hold on, we're just gonna do this and this, and I'm like the poster boy of his crazy shit he wants to do, and I'm like, go ahead, do it. Just don't put anything gayish looking or whatever. So apparently he puts on an anchor on everybody. So
Okay.
whether they don't know it or not, so there's an anchor somewhere on your body, and then we call it because I went down to him. I was hanging out and we're just bullshitting, and he was tattooing this one girl, and she was getting this like huge fucking, I don't know, it's like the ship from Goonies or something, I don't know, but it was a ship nonetheless, and then all of a sudden after I'm like standing there, I'm talking to her, I'm talking to him, and then she sees my fingers and sees the anchor, and she goes, "You got an anchor too?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she goes, and then she looked at her pinky, and she goes, "Look, I got an anchor on my thing." It's like from him, and I'm like, I guess he branded us all, like, you are my children, I don't know, but I would love to go back there because I need to, all right, I'm covered, but not like everybody else. So, do you got any tattoos, or you're
I have zero tattoos. I'm the weird one now. I'm They used to be like the people who had the tattoos were like outcasts and whatnot, and now I am the weird one for not having any tattoos. Yeah.
You should go and
I
get
am-
one.
I've been thinking about it. I've got a design of mine that I want to get, but I'm one of those people who is just never had the idea that I wanted to get put on me. I'm fully in favor of tattoos. I think they're fucking rad. I think they're really hot on women too. But I've just never been that guy who had that idea. Like, I gotta go get this done. But yeah, someday soon for sure.
Just walk into go to the one that's like nearest to where you live. Go make friends. This is how I would do it. Go in there, make friends, talk to them, go like that. Get a rapport going on. Yes, folks, I said rapport.
Yeah,
I use
fancy
big
word.
words.
Yeah.
I could use a big word here and there. I just can't remember shit. Anyway, so. But you go down there, you make friends, and then you try to find your niche. Like, what do you want to put in there?
Right.
But then they'll work with you and say, hey, how about we do something like this, and then do it like that, and then they'll put their spin on it.
Yeah, which is cool.
Go with their spin instead of thinking of yours. You could put your spin on it too. You give your idea, they could make that idea and vamp into something different,
Right.
like a huge born, like a baby, but it's like a born tattoo that nobody else has seen.
Yeah.
I don't know, the scenario that was like way different than I thought about it, but
It makes sense. I got it.
it works out. So when you get that one, and it's like cigarettes almost, like you You're gonna need another one. Actually, it's like Pringles. You can't just.
I've heard that. I've heard it's addicting. Yeah.
It is, but like I said, you have to find that one person that you trust and you talk to, and it's like a family member kind of thing, and
Yeah.
you get in there and you then you start getting more, not going crazy, but you'll probably have like a half sleeve,
Hmm.
you know, and I actually finally got the tattoo of like a squid that's on my back now. I mean, I wanted to
Nice.
get bigger, but I want it
Yeah.
to be it's basically it's well, it's not like I keep on looking back like it's there, but it's not.
Like there's a mirror or something behind you. Like...
Yeah, I'm like it's like a banner kind of thing hanging down like a pirate ship or something, but there's nothing
That's
there.
rad.
It's like
Right.
right there, like look over there, everything. So, so basically, uh, it doesn't look like said thing that's in back of me.
Yeah.
But it's a squid, and it's I want to have it going through the whole back,
Hmm.
just cover the whole back, and then do a little bit here, a little bit there, and it kind of like it worked out pretty good, but money wise, it's on the steep side, So
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, listen, I had some money that I got recently. I'm like, I'll just use some of this. I'm like, can you do it with this amount of money? And then he's like, yeah, but it's not going to be as big as what you want it to be.
Right.
All right, fine. But then I had ideas what I want to do for like the back, because a friend of mine, the same guy that did my tattoos, he's like, listen, you haven't done your back yet, but you're going to have to go big or go home. You can't just go and put spots.
Right.
You got to go big
Yeah.
or go home. But
Yeah.
I'm not saying for you to go big or go home kind of thing. Work for what you could be able to do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Exactly.
just work it out and everything else. But also work out and just, tell everybody where they can find you. There's a segue, folks. Boom, boom.
That was masterful. Like the fucking master like talk show host right here, man. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cue the music.
Yeah. Our website
Wait,
is
hold on.
Castle.
We're going to cue music. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, our website is spacecastlepod.com. And you can find us on social media. We are on Instagram and Twitter at spacecastlepod. And if for whatever reason you want to send us an email, we're always taking listener questions and answering them on our episodes. You can shoot us an email at spacecastlepodcast@gmail.com. We love getting those emails, and we do plug you if you're in a podcast or whatever project you've got going on if we choose your question. And yeah, we're doing everything once a week, like I said, fully engaged on social media, having a blast. Like just we've met so many awesome people, like yourself included. It's been such a rad year, such an awesome journey. Starting out with a podcast for the first time, meeting all these cool people, engaging with them, making tons of awesome friends. And people like our show, which is super weird for us, but we love it. So we're going to keep doing it like every Wednesday. Yeah.
And folks, there's no cue cards in front of him. He did this with a straight face and went all out, and he had 2 fucking beers.
You know what? I've got the gift of gab. It's one thing I've got. I've got middling artistic ability and the ability to just fucking talk. So
And clams in the throat. And whatever else that he's drinking right now. Is that the same one or?
No, I actually mixed it up. So this is actually the Crispy River Salted Lime Lager from Resolute here in Colorado. Really
right.
tasty. It would actually be amazing with tacos. It's got that lime flavor. Yeah.
Hold on, I got. Since we're gonna be on the subject of the whole beer thing, we're not leaving yet, folks. Don't hold on here because I want to see what kind of Long Island what is it, craft beers, right?
Yeah.
And then see what kind of. I'm just gonna look. I'm not gonna say what it is. And I gave too many E's for beers.
Beer.
Beers. Ready. So, Ghost Brewing Company.
I've heard of them. They're really good.
Yeah, now I gotta find I want to find something that's like a cool can because most of the cans now they have like cool cans.
Yeah.
I wonder if they can. Wait, Long Island craft beer, cool looking cans. How about that? Cool looking cans. And no. Sons of bitches. Anyway, I'm gonna have to ask like my edible Long Out. No, oh my god, I thought it was something different. Oh jeez.
Oh, edibles.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like I thought it was gonna say edible underwear, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck did I just click? Son of people.
You guys know how to party in Long Island.
Dude, I tell you, man, it's like there's like you go. Everybody goes to the city. Everybody goes to the city.
Yeah.
But you got your city. The city itself has like its dingy neighborhoods, and you'll get lost in there. It's like watching Adventures in Babysitting. And you're gonna get lost, and you're gonna find a guy that looks like Thor, and he does a fucking mechanic shop.
It's Vincent D'Onofrio. Can you believe that?
Yeah. It's like holy shit, he's so fucking thin.
Yeah, and blonde.
Yeah,
and he has
blonde
hair.
and thin, and he has a helmet. He looks like him. And then all of a sudden, like the girl's like, "Here, where you need this?" And then he's like, "Thanks, kid. Okay, all right, fine." Yeah. But yeah, that was my Vincent D'Onofrio kind of impression, which is not really that good. But anyway,
Good. I liked it.
I like it too. Let's see what happens. If it will give me some supporters for YouTube, and see what happens. But so you gave your thing of like where to find you. So
Yes,
here's
sir.
my turn. Basically, it's plain and simple. You just go to Linktree. So it's LINKT dot. Wait, I'm sorry. No, LINKTR dot EE / Tattoo Squid Podcast. That's TA2SQUID, not the TATTO. No. And everything's there from your YouTube, the Instagram, the TikTok to Twitch, which I'm still learning. Might be doing Reddit.
Nice. Right on.
Like I said, I'm still doing the learning stage because Jake and the Dingus, we told me about it, and I figured I'll give it a look.
Dude, I see the dwarf on your sleeve there on your left arm, and that is dope.
Dwarf, that's a Viking.
Oh, it's a Viking. Oh, it looks like a dwarf from where I'm sitting. Oh, dude, that's seriously rad though. That's great line work.
Actually, yeah, it does look like it. We could, actually, the story about this one, because my mom does not want to get skulls at all. And when I was married, when me and my wife were going out in the beginning, she came with me to the tattoo place.
Yeah.
And she's looking through the book, the artist books of their favorite stuff, and she goes, I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, well, she just wants you getting skulls. And she's going on, and then it's like, this one. And I'm like, oh, okay, I like Vikings and all that. And it actually looked like the mascot that we call for our high school.
Oh, nice.
From my high school, because our high school had the Marauder.
Yeah.
So it was a Viking as it is. So it worked out perfectly. And I'm like, all right, cool. I got the school colors, and I was not in on a team at all. I actually failed gym. Because I would not go and change in the locker room. I was that tedious. Folks, if you, there's gonna be kids going like, I understand. I've been there. Like, yes. You go in there, you're gonna change in the locker room. You don't want them to see your itty bitties,
Yeah,
and
it's awkward.
Awkward as it is, and then you wear the shorts underneath the pants, and Anyway, that's for another story nonetheless. But the craziness of high school is with Squid. But thank you, DT, for being on the show.
Dude, my pleasure.
Giving your insight of craft beers and movies and Power Rangers and Amy Jo Johnson.
Amy Jo Johnson, man.
Anyway, okay. So, I had to drink my Joker one now. It might do a burp afterwards. I don't know, folks, but
do it.
No, it comes out of nowhere. It comes out of nowhere. I swear to God, I do it. You should see it like at my work. We usually have, like every Friday we'll do some kind of lunch, but it's usually Chinese food or London broil.
Oh, nice.
So, and they told me about this, like, oh, you gotta get the London broil. You gotta get the London broil. I'm like, okay, whatever. I get the London broil. And it's good. I'm like, all right, one day, and then we were supposed to change it up and do different stuff every week. But now it's been London broil, Chinese food, London broil, Chinese food, London broil, So it's like leapfrog, left and right.
Yeah.
And so, and then I always get like the London broil. Then I would go and get like a Dr. Pepper, and I don't really drink soda that much.
Same. Yeah.
You know, so I'll just like every once in a while I'll just grab one. It's usually for like Friday, but then more than likely I drink like root beer because, or as I call it, beer of roots. Um, because it doesn't have that much caffeine, or it doesn't have caffeine at all actually, and I can just drink it no problem, and I'll just belch. You know, I'll be like, like they sound like a tugboat kind of like horn.
like a foghorn. Yeah.
Yeah, a foghorn or whatever, and just like like the fog, the movie. You know,
Yeah.
and that one spot, and folks, that's a good movie too. You know, the old one and the remake, which I don't really fucking like remakes, but
I love the original. The remake was okay. It was not bad.
it was satisfying to a point.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
They kind of
It did not offend.
Yeah, they kind of changed it around like they usually do. You know, oh, we can't do the original. I mean, remake the original. Well, don't do remakes. Fuck it. Do original.
Something original. Yeah.
And folks, I've been saying this forever. Yeah, I'll be like, Hollywood has no original thought in their brain at all.
Nope.
None. I said it. You know, if you're going to go and contest to this, I want a producer or a director to come on this show.
Absolutely.
And tell me otherwise, to say, oh, I made a movie of original thought. Bullshit. I tell you, bullshit. You know, because I've seen the movies and they're not original. You know, I mean, horror movies like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yeah.
Halloween, and Hellraiser
Mm-hmm.
are like original, and I dare say Chucky.
I was gonna say Child's Play. That was pretty original. Pretty
Yeah, like the
radical
first
for
like
time,
2 or
too.
3. I mean, they're all original. They're all like the original ones. They weren't
Yeah.
remakes. You know, they did a remake because they didn't like the whole the mini series of and Tim Curry is phenomenal as a clown. That
As
was
Pennywise?
like
Yeah, dude.
that's the scariest fucking clown ever. Now he's in a wheelchair, looking like a clown. But I didn't want to say that like that. But I love the guy. If I can get him on the show, but I don't know. See what happens. If you had to get a celebrity, I'm going on with this. I know we did through all the things. I just need to get this out. What celebrity would you want to have on your show? Like, let's just go to number one.
Oh man, this is a conversation that me and Seth and Alex have on Space Castle on a regular basis, and we each have our own celebrities we'd like to have on. And there's a short list of like Bill Hader because he's hilarious and amazing.
Yeah.
Joe Manganiello because he's hilarious and amazing, and he has a Dungeons and Dragons basement in his house, which is fantastic.
And you never figured that with that kind of guy.
No, and he's married to like Sofia Vergara, who's like one of those most beautiful women on the planet, and it's fucking cool.
And she'd been found out on the beach in a thong.
Yeah. Right.
Lay your head down and rest. Okay. So.
Seth Rogen would be a blast. Like all these cool, like nerdy people that we feel like we would get on famously with. So.
And then he'd be smoking a lot of weed. And mine was either the group of Broken Lizard, which
I love Super Troopers, man.
Which they like one of my comments. I was like,
nice.
That is closer to being on the show, and I want to get the Undertaker because I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah, dude.
So I would love to pick his brain about everything else, and
he's pretty active on social media. I think he'd probably go for it.
I know. It's like other people were saying, it's like, oh, you should just go in the WWE part of it, and I'm like, why don't I just tag him and then see if he answers it. Fuck it. Yeah. But Elvira again, like
Mistress of the Dark, dude. She's great. Man. She's a legend. Oh.
I mean, there's a lot of people. There's like stories about like, oh, she's like, oh, I kind of lost like 15,000 like men followers, male followers, because of
because she came out.
Yeah.
Well, fuck those guys. Who cares?
No, I know. It's just like I'm like, it doesn't matter. You're gonna still do the same shit as you've always been doing. Playing with the monkey. Anyway, so it's like you see the picture, you're like, I gotta do it. No. But But she has like a book and all that, and I'm promoting this shit like I know her like anything. But she has a autobiography that pretty much tells all of everything from when she's 8 years old, got scalded with hot boiling water,
Hmm.
and that is the reason why she's like mostly covered up. She doesn't do anything, but the dress that she wears, it contours, and it does contours with her body.
Hmm.
At 70,
She still looks amazing.
folks,
It's
listen to the
insane.
words I say here. 70 years old with a hourglass body.
Yeah.
I want to shake the hourglass body. Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to
Godspeed,
sleep.
sir. Good luck.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep. There's gonna be a tent somewhere, folks. I can tell you right now. That's too much information. I know. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
We're all friends here. I'm
Yeah,
drinking.
we're all male associates. We go to the same water bottle area and talk everything. But thank you again. Like I say, I just prolonged it a little bit more. But thank you again for being on the show. And I actually going to talk to him a little bit more after this, and get like info stuff.
Yeah.
So everybody check out BT and his friends at Space Castle. Uh, they're known all over the place as it is, but being
I
so
don't know about that.
I mean, everybody that I have talked to has said about Space Castle and other numerous podcasts that they
Hmm.
love listening to.
Yeah.
I heard a couple of episodes here and there, and as it is, and you notice too that when you want to like listen to podcasts, there's so many.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's bigger than it's ever been before. It's insane.
yeah, it's just like
There are
it,
millions and millions of podcasts now.
yeah, it's millions, I think. But way before it started out, I think it was like 18,000, I think.
Hmm.
And now it's up to like a million and 1.4 million
It's
podcasts probably.
insane.
So it's like you can never say like, oh, this is my favorite, this is my favorite, or I want to listen to this. There's a lot of shit, folks. I got they've got podcasts we follow up to like on Twitter alone. I got like what, like getting close to like fucking. No, actually, I think I passed 2,000.
Damn.
So, so
Wow.
and with the 2,000, you can't really pick and choose. You try to figure out who you want to like look at, yeah,
Yeah.
or listen to. Like Doom Generation, Campfire Classics, Drunk Theory, you name it.
Drunk Theory
Cast
they're
Max.
so cool, man. Those people are great. Yeah.
What
Beard
Drunk
Owl
Theory?
podcast is amazing. Like
Yeah,
Lauren Casey's hilarious. She's a huge karaoke singer, man. She's always posting videos of herself on social media
I
singing
know. I saw
karaoke.
it. I saw
And
that.
she's actually really good.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
wow, look at that shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Drunk Theory, I was trying to get on the show.
Mhm.
Um, well, I'll tell you afterwards. Anyway, so I forgot I had the thing fucking rolling here. Okay, but anyway, folks, have a nice night. It's fucking Saturday. Go drink some craft beers and have some lobsters and oysters and just go love somebody. All right.
Go watch the
So,
Power Rangers movie.
yeah, Amy Jo Johnson. Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, yeah. But oh yeah, wait, hold on. We're just gonna say let's cheers to Amy Jo Johnson.
Cheers.
Cheers.